Director Fury, I think it's time.
You here with a mission, sir? Trying to get me back in the world?
Trying to save it.
Doctor, we need you to come in.
What if I say no?
I'll persuade you.
What are you asking me to do? It's called the Avengers Initiative.
I think that this is the ultimate superhero movie. But then I would, wouldn't I?
There's probably more superheroes in this movie than any other superhero movie, so yes. Agreed.
Yes.
That's a big yes.
I'm going to say yes.
That's a big yes.
I mean, it's the first time that in the Marvel world they've all come together, and it's, you know what I love about this movie actually is when you pair up all these superheroes, the big bad gets to be that much more bad. So I really enjoyed watching about this the last part of this movie is this fight sequence, the last 30 minutes is so intense because there's so many different things to be looking at.
Also, the effects have gotten so amazing in the last, 10 years, even the last couple of years, and they're constantly outdoing each other in these movies, and you get really jaded to the point where you can sit there and watch an awful lot of action and kind of just be like eating your popcorn and a little bored. And I haven't been this excited just as a fanboy and an audience member in a movie. I couldn't think since maybe like The Matrix or Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's just that much action.
It's got to be, right? It has to be.
Other than the Ultimates,
Yeah.
which might be the very next one.
What?
I'm an Ultimate.
Yeah.
Aren't you?
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing.
No, but it's like the one before. It's like the others, the Ultimate.
It's after. She's failing. It's after. It's a newer, more contemporary version, essentially.
Really? Tell us more about it.
I know nothing else other than.
Really? Who's our leader?
Cooler costumes.
I think it's the mother of all superhero movies at this moment. It has probably the biggest assembly of superheroes. It does have the biggest assembly of superheroes outside of X-Men, probably.
I think it's unprecedented. I don't think anybody's done this before. It's here you have. I'm just looking at the poster next to you, but you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and if you include the Shield agents, 9 superheroes, all of whom are beloved by people already, and they're used to being in their own movies, and they're a team. It's an absolutely extraordinary thing, I think, to bring these individual, isolated, extraordinary figures together and make them fight on the same team.
I thought I didn't qualify. Apparently I'm, volatile, self-obsessed, and don't play well with others.
The superheroes have enormous egos and clashed quite a bit. The actors really don't. They are all actors first and movie stars second, and when they walked on that set, they walked on that set in the service of the film. We all knew that we had one boss, and that boss was the story.
There was always that sense of danger on set that at any moment, any one of those actors could have just blown their top. And because of that, it was like a deterrence. Everyone was really well behaved because they were so afraid of each other. It was like, and so we got along really well. And we had a really good time together, actually.
There's no egos on our set.
No.
There's just no. I mean, I think you take a bunch of actors that really started off in like theater and kind of independent films, and we've all had like very kind of varied careers that we're all just, I think, happy to still be working.
All the actors got along. None of the characters got along. Probably the simplest way to put it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Except for none of us liked. Oh wait, I'm not allowed to say.
Right. That's why.
Let's, don't look anyone in the eye. There are a few rules with Chris, especially.
That's right.
And
Never
look the perimeter around him. Don't touch him.
Don't talk to me directly.
Yeah, you had to talk through somebody else, actually. It's just frustrating.
It takes a lot to make this work.
Really, ego has no place in acting because the best acting happens as a result of the chemistry between you. So if you're busy thinking about yourself, then you'll probably be worse in a way. and the great joy of being part of this company of actors is that everyone was so collaborative and so generous and so open. You know, it was surprising and a complete delight, and I'm sure you'll hear it all day, but it was absolutely true. Like, there wasn't a single, nobody pulled their weight, nobody, you know, threw toys out of the pram, as it were. It was amazing, yeah.
How desperate are you? And you call on such lost creatures to defend you.
Yes, there are many.
Lots.
Lots
Can
and
you
lots
share
and lots.
one for us, maybe?
Or I might spoil things if I do that.
Okay.
I mean, what I love is that if you're looking and if you know the details of the Marvel universe, there are so many nods to worlds behind the world that you're looking at. The detail of where each character is from.
Well, I mean, the introduction of, I don't want to spoil it, but you know, there's an intro that you got to be a geek to understand who they bring in at the end of the movie.
Okay.
You know, that's kind of, I thought that was an pretty inside character. You know, you really got to understand.
Well, there's always that little surprise cameo from Stan Lee, you know, the creator of a lot of these characters. Hidden things, I don't know. Marvel always, you know, do something a little, you know, secretive, which we can't talk about.
That's right.
There are a couple of little things, but for people who love the continuity of the Marvel Universe, but I don't tend to concentrate on that. It's hard enough to get the movie made and to make a movie that people who don't know Marvel can enjoy, so I don't spend a lot of time on Easter eggs.
You have made me very desperate.
We're not a team. We're a time bomb.
I always loved Iron Man. Can I go outside of this group too?
Sure.
X-Men. The X-Men was probably my second favorite comic book series, the Frank Miller's X-Men, and I really actually loved Wolverine quite a bit, yeah, he was probably my favorite.
I always liked Spider-Man when I was a kid. I tried to come up with something to make that happen, and just being that confetti stuff.
That's not a web.
That's not a web.
I never really read comics when I was a kid, but I always liked Silver Surfer, which is probably a DC comic. I don't even know. I just thought he was rad.
No,
It was made out of
it's a
silver.
Marvel
Is it?
comic. Yeah.
So where's that movie?
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
I mean, I liked
Who's your favorite?
I liked Iron Man. I just
got a
love
crush
those
on Iron
films. I do. I just thought he was so good, and so, you know, he just.
And he was kind of he's the godfather of this
He
whole
is.
little enterprise here, you know. He
We
kicked
owe
it off
him.
and-
You know what I mean? If he didn't do what he did with that role, we wouldn't be making these movies.
Yeah.
So I like him, but I like Superman too. Is that like sacrilegious to say?
What?
DC?
Shut your
DC?
Shut your mouth.
Bite your traitor tongue.
He'll be recast now.
I know, right? Chris Pine will be playing Captain America in the Avengers too.
And you'll be playing Superman, so that'll be okay.
This is nothing we were ever trained for.